1 year later, the Queen City grapples with the legacy of the Keith Scott shooting, and new tonight, the chief of police reveals what he would tell the Scott family today. A CMPD officer killed Keith Scott because he didn't follow orders to drop his gun. The next few nights, there was violence in the streets, and just hours ago, I sat down with Chief Putney, getting answers to the lingering questions about the shooting and its fallout. Monday, Chief, the Scott family released a statement, and in part it said they remain hopeful that Keith's death will not have been in vain and that meaningful changes will occur within the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department as it relates to de-escalation of citizen conflicts and the use of deadly force. What do you say to them a year later?
Those are exactly the steps we're taking based on recommendations.
The chief referring to Charlotte Citizen Review Board. Back in June, the board sided with Keith Scott's family in its appeal to CMPD finding his shooting was justified. Last week, the chief unveiled a number of the board's recommendations he's currently reviewing within his department.
We've already done an initial de-escalation training for all officers and the body-worn camera. The big thing is around transparency, and now everybody from the rank of major all the way to the street cop has a camera.
And a major part of the conversation that we've had before and that we continue to have, especially following this, was community engagement, right? How do you think the community's doing?
I think a lot of people are doing fantastic work. Some of the people who are protesting are now teaching us how to do it even better. We have a lot of other organizations that are really stepping up to connect with us. Are we satisfied that we have enough? No, we never will be.
This is something that's not going to go away. We see images in St. Louis for the past few days. We've seen images at Georgia Tech. What do you see? What goes through your mind when you see those things play out?
If you're not careful, there's a narrative that can take root, that can get out in front of you as a police organization. So we got to be a lot more proactive in putting that message out as well.
It's not a factor of if this happens again, it's when it happens again. You can't control people's animosity toward the police. We saw it happen in the form of rioting and protesting aimed toward your police officers. What do you do differently in those moments?
We can't control a protest when you have individuals who want to commit crimes.
Do you feel like you're doing enough?
I'm never satisfied. I told our people, and I challenged them a year ago, lean in, lead with your heart. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't go our way. Your heart can be broken, but that's okay. The strength of a man or woman is how you get up from being knocked down.
All week long on NBC Charlotte, we will be examining Keith Scott's death and its aftermath. Tomorrow at 6, we go back to the neighborhood where the shooting happened and hear how neighbors are coping with the daily reminders of what happened 1 year ago.